Good morning, friends and colleagues. My name is Robin Church, and I'm with the Kennedy Krieger Institute in Baltimore, Maryland. It is my pleasure to present today the highest honor given by LDA annually in recognition and appreciation for outstanding leadership at the national level in the field of learning disabilities. This year's recipient is Dr. Marth Bridge Denckla, a research scientist and director of the Developmental Cognitive Neurology Clinic at the Kennedy Krieger Institute in Baltimore. Dr. Denckla serves on the faculty as a professor of neurology, pediatrics, and psychiatry at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. She has been the editor of numerous professional journals, sits on many advisory boards, and has a curriculum vitae too extensive to highlight here. She is one of the most respected and well-published scholars in our field of learning disabilities, and I have had the great honor of learning from her and working alongside her at the Kennedy Krieger Institute. Dr. Denckla graduated summa cum laude from Bryn Mawr College and went on to graduate cum laude from Harvard Medical School, where she trained with Dr. Norman Geschwind in behavioral neurology. She has served as the director of the Learning Disabilities Clinic at Children's Hospital in Boston and came to Maryland in 1982 to serve as chief of the section on autism and related disorders at the Developmental Neurology branch of the NIH. The overarching goal of Dr. Denckla's research has been to understand the underlying brain mechanisms involved in learning disabilities. She has studied many aspects of reading as well as the cognitive aspects of ADHD, specifically processing speed and working memory. She directed a large-scale research center whose goal was to examine the reading disabilities present in children in grades 3 through 8. To fill the gap of understanding reading disorders in older students, Dr. Denckla directed a second center grant focusing on adolescent literacy. In addition, Dr. Denckla has long advocated for a better understanding of the social, nonverbal challenges facing individuals with learning disabilities. Her ability to take brain science and translate it into language and practice that teachers can use in their day-to-day planning sets her apart as someone who truly bridges the worlds of research and education in a way that not many researchers can do. In addition to working with medical students and postdoctoral students, Dr. Denckla also teaches graduate students in the School of Education, where her course on learning in the brain is highly popular with both general and special education graduate students. On a more personal note, I cannot tell you how much I have enjoyed working with Martha, whether through the impromptu bag lunches where she would share her extensive knowledge with those around her, to the clinic helping to shape my understanding of the complex circuits involved in learning and behavior. I owe much of my success and continuous quest for learning to her, and I know I am a much richer professional as a result. Please join me today in thanking Dr. Denckla for her enormous contribution in this 50th anniversary year of LDA. Dr. Denckla?
Thank you so much, Robin, and thank you so much, LDA, for this really magnificent honor. I'm so happy to be celebrating with you your 50th anniversary. It is very lucky for me that this organization has existed for 50 years. I graduated from medical school 50 years ago. Of course, it was another 6 years before I became qualified in neurology. But had it not been for LDA, I am quite sure that there wouldn't have been the opportunities, both clinically and in research, for me to specialize in what I have been doing and been so dedicated to for the ensuing 45 years or so that I have been actually active in the field. I want to also share with you my hope, my fervent hope, that the younger people in the organization will not consider that this 50th anniversary is one in which we simply look back on victories and feel complacent, because there's a lot of work for LDA to do now that we have such issues of identification and eligibility, and also we need to continue to look at what services we are really giving to children, adolescents, and even adults with learning disabilities, because in many ways we have the laws, but we don't have the implementation at a level that I personally would feel satisfied with. So thank you so much again, and please let's all continue to be very active in advocating for all persons with learning disabilities.
Thank you. Get a hug.